Morning to all of you. Madhu again from the CI Southern Region headquarters. This is the webinar with our members, especially the institutional members on our initiative of, which is called the Industry Institute Connect, where we really want to bring the two groups, which is the industry and the institutions, to network, learn from each other, and also benefit. And at the end of it, really facilitate skills to the industry, which is happening currently. But we really wanted to play a role here to facilitate it, to say that the students participating from joining the industry is better equipped to take on the responsibilities. So we've been doing some work in the past. I will just take few minutes to talk about it and then invite our chairman, Dr. Chandrasekharan, who's been really facilitating CII and guiding us in taking this Industry Institute Connect forward with both industry and institutions in the southern region. Just to mention, our intervention with educational institution is, go to the presentation. You have to go to the presentation. Share pannirkeenga. Have you shared the presentation? I'm just putting a few slides to talk about the intervention that we've had so far. Southern region membership is about 2,200 currently, out of which about 250 or 265 members are from the educational institutions, which is about 11% of our membership. In the past, I mean, if I just have to say that Tamil Nadu leads that, we have about 168 educational institutions who have joined us, and I've given the state numbers here. And, over a period of time, we have been really engaging with these institutions to understand why they take up membership with CII. When a member joins us, we always do an understanding on their expectations, and over a period of time, we realized that the fundamental reason that an institution has is that CII will provide a platform for them to network with industry, learn their practices, and faculty benefit out of that interaction. And this, at large will help the students in becoming knowledge ready for industry. So we realized that, and over a period of time, we had actually put together certain initiatives. We started off as just a simple activity called Industry Institute Interaction, which was over a period of 3 days in different locations in the south, where we had faculty and industry talking together to see how they can work together. And then we engaged students in competitions like the Manage Mantra and the iTalent, and then currently the ongoing competition is called the Innovator, where we get students to register their innovative ideas, and a jury from industry go through it. And recently in February, we recognized good innovative projects presented by the students. This has been receiving good response from our student population, and building on that, we also have launched something called the College Excellence Cluster, where we put colleges together, geographically located 6 to 8 colleges, and work with them for a year in providing industry access to them. We also launched for the employment skills of students, we launched this employability bridge, and which is actually providing good quality soft skill training and some bit of technical training over and above the institutions offer. And get them to attend mock interviews, provide them with skills on how to face industry and face the interviews and things like that. This has grown over a period of time, and the last year we actually facilitated. We did number of, if I can call it, job fairs in the southern states, and over 2,500 students participated, out of which 1,500 have been given consent letters by industries, and they're getting recruited now. So this is an ongoing activity. Last year, having learned a lot and having worked with institutions and industries, we developed this model called Education Excellence Forum with approaches to faculty development, student development, and a bit of work on curriculum, visiting the curriculum that's being offered by institutions. And I must say that it was very encouraging for us in CIA. 17 institutions are participating currently in this forum activity, and we've done last year, August, we launched one, and September we launched the second one, and we've gone through a bit in terms of engaging with them. The response and the learning have been encouraging, so we wanted to take it. Like I said, there are 265 institutions who are our member today. We want to reach this service to more of them. So today's webinar will largely talk about what this forum can offer to the institutions and how they can really participate and benefit out of it. So, I mean, without much of my speech on this, I would request Dr. Chandrasekaran. He's our chairman for the Education Excellence Forum in the Southern region. He's also a senior vice president with Take Solutions. He's been engaged with CII initiative for long now. He brings in with him both industry and academia experience, because he's also a visiting faculty in many of the leading management institutions in the country. Done a lot of publications on logistics and supply chain. So I now request Dr. Chandrasekaran to talk to us about, or brief us on how the institutions can really benefit by participating in this initiative of CII. Dr. Chandrasekaran.
Thanks, Madhu. Good morning to everyone. It's a pleasure to take you through this Education Excellence Forum. The agenda would be something like this. Why do we look at Education Excellence Forum? What its scope? What are the services currently which we are offering, the different kinds of modules, and the curriculum connect which we can enable through this. Broadly speaking, I think we wanted to impact largely education institutions and make it relevant with the industry. So we thought that in all the 5 states we should be able to do this. So what we are looking at is as a first year, 2012-13, we piloted in 2 locations. As Madhu explained to you, this was first started in Trichy and then in Chennai. Now, the idea is to scale it up. The idea is to scale it up to much larger numbers, as you could see here, that we are looking at something like 100 colleges in all the 5 states together, and maybe we can impact some 10,000 plus students and 200 faculty is what we are looking at currently. Now, there are some direct plus indirect impact which can happen. That is, the numbers can be even still larger. It's not necessarily 10,000, because there are certain kinds of programs where there is a direct participation is there. Second, there are certain programs there is participation through cyberspace. So wherever there is a participation in cyberspace, there is much larger scope for people to participate and benefit. So there are 4 areas where we want to impact. One, definitely, first we will start with the left-hand top, where we look at the faculty. We think that faculty is core to an education system. We need a motivated and a very committed faculty. We know currently there could be some constraints, and there are a lot of discussions which happen in public forum on how faculty needs to connect with the industry. Many times there has been a disconnect happening. So we want to see how we can improve this connect is what we look at. So we are looking at impacting, intervening the segment of faculty. Then obviously next one is the students who come in directly participate with the industry through as workforce as they join here. So we need to impact these students. And thirdly, what we look at is the curriculum. See, curriculum must be, a lot of discussions happen. We always feel that the curriculum is another important aspect which we need to work on. So we would certainly be looking into, we'll see some of the areas how we will connect with. Plus we also offer certain other services which I will detail as we progress. So the faculty, as we move on to faculty, we see here in the faculty forum what are all we can do. One is that we want to enable a faculty forum. How do we create this faculty forum? So for example, what we did is in Trichy is that there were about 10 colleges which came in. Some of them were engineering, some of them were management. So we decided on 5 engineering discipline and 4 in management, and said each college would anchor one of this forum, which means the other college members participate in the forum. For example, we have one in HR forum, one finance forum, marketing forum. Like that we created forums where XYZ college will take responsibility of anchoring that forum. So once when they take responsibility of anchoring forum, what are the activities which are being done? One is that there are interactive sessions. Interactive sessions could be conference, group discussions, or could be just among themselves on some research proposals or whatever it is. So, but we wanted to create one on interactive sessions. Second, on knowledge sharing and best practice sessions. Could be someone, SEI member could be visiting Trichy, or someone in Chennai can address the Chennai forum. So identify one of the members who could be able to share the best practice from the industry to the academia is what we thought one should do. It happens independently in CII, it's not it, but then there is a focused initiative for this faculty group is what we wanted to make it more relevant and impactful is what we looked at. And third is industry visit and workshop is what we looked at. So this is what the faculty forum does. So idea is that at least there must be one activity per month. More the merrier, but at least there must be one activity every month is what we are looking at. So that's about faculty forum. Second, we looked at research work and then come out with a compendium of what the research being done. So when we talk of research work, so first foremost thing is that individually faculty can do, but as we understand today from social media, the power of internet and the social media is very high. So if we can leverage on this along with the faculty group, so today even in one district, even when people don't meet, but when they can use this media, they will be able to find peers from other colleges to research on a particular topic. So that's the idea with which we came in. So actually when EEF evolves and matures, probably a professor from Vizag would be able to work with someone in Kanyakumari. So I think that's the kind of vision which we have. So run here discussion groups. Now people can work on working papers and then they can go in for publication. Well, today we understand that faculty have their own drive, their own forums, opportunities to publish. This only enhances the scope. For example, pre-publication peer reviews can be improved through this. Probably getting collaborations to work on research can be done through this. So that's the idea. Maybe if there are some industry players who are also working along closely with this group, they will also be able to engage themselves in such kind of projects. So that's the idea of these discussion groups. Basically the ability or the success of the discussion group to draw more input depends on the chairperson, the whomsoever college which runs the faculty forum, they also take care of this. So their own zeal is which drives this. But we think there is a really good scope to do this. Third area which we look at is the real life projects. Want to increase the scope for faculty involvement in real life projects with the industry. Well, the CIA had earlier also tried some experience which has been good. So CII is looking at opportunities of taking the request from faculty, disseminating the request with the industry, or the reverse, industry has a request and disseminate through EF is what we are looking at in case of real life projects. Well, today it's not that active, but we expect it once when EF evolves, probably this would be definitely an interesting area. Probably this real life projects and research would be able to work together. I think when you do more meaningful industry relevant research, probably some of these areas would work for better. And finally, to do faculty development programs. Well, there are a lot of FDPs happens sponsored by AICTE, UGC, and also through individual institutions. We are not looking at that, but I think what we are trying to do is that, is there a way to capture through this forum best lectures and shared through electronically to these people is what we are looking at. So the whole idea is that leverage as much as possible the technology. There are places today still the quality of lectures can be improved, or at least best lectures from where can be shared. So we are looking at as an opportunity, and we think there is a tremendous scope. So the peer group understands this, they themselves will be able to drive this process. And finally, we look at opportunities in research and consultancy. I think again that will not happen in day one. We expect this to happen when real life project experience and the research work experience improves. Automatically industry should be able to respond with more research and consulting on this. By and large, that's what we look at the faculty forum. I think initially the pilot project in Trichy as well as in Chennai shows a lot of enthusiasm. People are looking forward to this, and they have been proactively taking the forum ahead. I think CII Secretariats provides the support, but the forums have been effective. I'm sure that there will be a lot of, later I think Rema would be able to share with you what is available as a record with us in electronic media for you to visualize and understand the experience. From here we move on to student forum. The student forum, the activity which we look at is industry workshop. Workshops, discipline-wise we can look at some workshop. For example, we can look at some workshop in HR, finance, mechanical engineering. So we can identify some of this and then do. We are looking at webinars, and then streaming of guest lectures is also what we think that we should be able to bring in. And finally, the access to MyCII access is already available in some of the places, some of the colleges, especially with the members. But how to make it activate, popularize this more, help the students to look at how to go to MyCII and look at the knowledge or the information bank available from there and exploit it better is what we are looking at through this. Okay. And finally, we are in the process of working on the test bank. So both the Trichy and Chennai, what we told is that there are already a number of test banks are available. We don't question that. But I think here with the involvement of faculty from different colleges, can we, and also from the experiences shared by the students, will we be able to improve the quality of test bank? Because that can be guiding post for the students. I think the rigor with which we bring in could be good. So what we require is a test engine, and link the test engine to the data server and generate the test bank. So we have been talking vociferously. I don't know, I'll have to really understand the kind of activity which is taking place. I know in Trichy, and both in Trichy and Chennai, faculty were excited about it, but we have to look at the student response to understand this. One of the fundamental things for the industry, what we see is that many times when students come for interviews, they are not having a clear understanding of certain fundamental concepts, and the threshold level of knowledge itself is not being met, which is a worry. So probably when you create an awareness through this test bank and drive them to do repeatedly a trend which generates random question papers and gives them a confidence, which could be good. So that's the idea with which we want to do this test bank. Then we are looking at students to take through industry visits. And also industry experts, subject matter experts is a 2 program per year. So for example, when there is a subject matter available from CII is available locally or traveling to that particular zone, then we can probably organize for a student level interactions. No? I think that's something which we are looking at. There are other activities which we are looking like personality development, which is one per year is what we are looking at. That is create a larger event, make request from CII members, good number of HR professionals like recruitment managers, training managers to be present there and be available for students to facilitate them on a smaller groups is what we think would help them in a big way. So we are looking at how to do this. Okay, but that's basically have an event in the EEF and work through that is a way in which we are looking to go forward. And finally, career opportunities online. As we know, there are a number of SMEs who are also looking for people to come and work for them. So EEF slowly would like to focus on getting in SMEs, publish their job requirements through EEF website portal. Finally, we move on to this Curriculum Connect. Curriculum Connect to the industry, there are already initiatives of roundtable with state government in related discipline. I think recently we had in Tamil Nadu also one. Karnataka has been one. So we discuss with the bureaucrats and the minister and then try to see what are all the action points which we can look at it. Well, I think already CII talks through representations to different universities and like that. So can EEF leverage its closeness with the industry as well as with the academia to give more relevant input. So we are looking at a facilitating service and advisory to the education department on how to improve on this is what we are looking at. I think way forward it could be a much useful initiative. I think today the confidence level would certainly be lower, but I think as the EEF gets more acceptance and the activity is seen more popularly, I'm sure this Curriculum Connect, this roundtables and all could be much more effective. And finally, we are looking at how to assess the industry relevance. So a team of expert assessment is what we are committing. We can request some industry people to come to the colleges, understand what they are doing, how we can improve the delivery process, how we can look at some aspects where with even the given constraints or the given structure of the university structure and other things, is there still scope to improve is what we are looking at. So and we are looking at one such team expert assessment in a year for the members of EEF forum. Then the other services which we are trying to look at is the exclusive online forum will be created for EEF institutions for exchange of views and ideas. So I am sure some of the research and other areas which we talk should be much more effective. Live updates on projects and internship opportunity exists, and that's again we are looking at. Create job opportunities is, as I mentioned to you, there are a good number of SMEs and others who want to publish jobs, so probably we will try to look at it. Online discussion boards and best practices on sharing sessions is all again contemplated, which would be implemented through this. And then finally we can look at some international linkages. Going forward, I think may not be immediately, but going forward, we also look at some kind of online competitions for students, make them a little more competitive. Then look for online publication of research papers. Can EEF itself be made as a body, or can they become a publishing agent for some of this is what we are looking at. Then look at global linkages like expert talk, partnership development, study tours is the aspects which we are looking at. There are certain incubators which can be thought of in management, engineering, science. And finally, the scholarship is again a loud thinking which we try to do. But all this which you see in these slides will not happen in the first 2-3 years, but it will happen over a period of time when EEF gets a decent level of maturity and patronage. So create research centers at each stage, and then probably even we can look at an incubation center at the regional level. So I think Madhu shared this information. In Trichy we have about 7 members, and in Chennai we have in total about 17. The experience are available. The list of members are also available. For example, in Trichy, CAD, Jerome College, Hallmark, MAM, and Periyar many universities are participating. Okay. In case of Chennai institutions, we have Arunai College of Engineering, UR Perumal Manickam, Hindustan Institute, Rajalakshmi, SC Engineering, Sri Sasta Institute, Wales Institute of Business Administration, Velamal Engineering College, VRSF College of Engineering are participating. Some of the activities which we did between August to April, that's about a span of 9 months which we are talking, is about 14 activities have been initiated. 14 for faculty, where 483 faculty members were impacted, which means I think 14 sessions and 483 members participated. I'm sure it would help more. And similarly, in case of students, there are about 4 activities which were looked at, and about 1,420 students got benefits out of this program. So at Chennai, it's about 16 activities and 699 faculty participated, and about 7 student activities and 3,700 students approximately participated in this program.
Progress.
Okay, that's the kind of progress chart which we have. So, yeah. So we have been able to provide more than what we originally planned, and I'm sure there is much more. Now, the real intrinsic worth we would be able to see the confidence with which the faculty and students talk about this program. Today, I don't want to claim anything based on these numbers. So I think our real success depends on the ability with which, the confidence with which the students as well as faculty, for example, faculty must feel comfortable to reach out to their peer group. They must be feeling comfortable to reach the industry on some of the issues. So I think that's what we see the real indicator which should happen over the years. So this is about again in Chennai also we have that our target was actual has been far higher. So these are certain aspects how to participate in EF. So basically we arrive at a particular location. For example, next we want to, I understand there have been demand from certain places to make this EF. For example, I think Pantone is pretty keen. So create these forums, get some 10 colleges, set up this group and keep it running. So there is currently CII charges a EF college about 1,50,000 as the fee, annual fee, or it can be paid every month as well. So I think by and large, as I mentioned to you, it's pretty, I would say, the goal, the vision which we have is pretty high and challenging. At the same time, it's achievable. It's achievable. Maybe I think once when people get to see how it facilitates in their teaching effectiveness, the students try to feel the confidence with which they will be able to interact with the industry, get to understand about contemporary business, is what at the end of the day it's going to help. So I think the initiative success depends a lot on participating member college management under the faculty. Ability and guide the students. I think students themselves are not going to go and guide the students to use this forum to their best is what we are looking at. Okay, so it's not just another CII initiative, but it's definitely an initiative where CII feels there is a clear scope of impacting as an excellence forum. Okay. Thank you so much for listening to me and open to take questions.
Morning members, this is Rema from the Southern Region Office. I would like to thank Dr. Chandrasekhar for giving a detailed and good insight into the activities of the Education Excellence Forum, and now he's open to take questions. Request the members to log in to that question box on your right side of your system, and then start typing those questions, and he would answer them one by one as he sees the question on the screen.
This question, how do I get to? There is no.
You can only speak, but they can.
Okay, I think there is a question from. There is a question from Bala Anand Muthu. May I know why our EEF process is still not started in full-fledged, I guess. We too were sent the year plan but no intimation. Is he from CIA? So I don't understand this question in detail, but I think the first we wanted to understand and refine through 2 pilot projects. So we selected Chennai and Trichy. But I think the experience is evolved and now we should be able to take in more locations. So I'm sure CIA Secretariat will decide, if we can interact with them, they will be able to decide and prioritize which are the locations where they can increase this activity. So the second question is there any initiative in this regard happened in Kerala? As I mentioned to you, the first year we have done only in Chennai and Trichy, but we will be happy to take it in Kerala. I think that answers Thomas George's question. Well, I think this is a very interesting question. How do you change the mindsets of students and institutions from industrial tourism to industrial education too? Well, I think it's a pretty interesting question. First and foremost thing is that expose them more to local industry situations. I don't know how many engineering college students in Chennai understand what's happening in some of the industrial estates here. Forget about large companies, even what could be. So I think most of them don't get exposed to what's happening there. So the whole idea is that involve them in smaller selected groups, expose them and make them your champions, make them go and talk is what we are looking at as an activity. CIA members participate. Can non-CIA member participate from industry side?
Actually, this is Rema here again. If you are a non-CII institutional member, yes, you can participate provided you become first a CII member. Currently, the EEF forum is kept open only to the member institutions. We would like to first address the member institutions. So if you are interested in this program and want to be a part of the Education Excellence Forum, you need to take up membership with CII and then you would join us in the Education Excellence Forum. And when you say the same question, can non-CII establishments also participate from industry side? Maybe the question is unclear. Are you a non-CII institute member or an industry member? If you are a non-CII industry member who wants to support this educational activity, yes, you can do so. You can just send a mail to me mentioning which are the areas you can support. Dr. NC had, Dr. Chandrasekhar had shared with us the modules of the faculty, students and the curriculum connector. So if you are an industry member or an industry non-member, you think that you can extend your service to these institutional activities, yes, you can do so by sending us the areas which you can support us in this educational institute.
There is a question on how do we become a member of CII, EEF. So I think EEF membership can be connected to getting connect with the CII zone office or REMA from Southern region.
You can contact those who want to become EEF members, can contact your state or the zonal office, CII offices, or send us a mail of interest to the Southern region office. We shall share with you all the details of the joining process and then you can join as EEF members.
Yeah, on question on incubation centers, the idea is that say once when we have established research centers in the state level, especially from engineering, we expect that some of this can move up to the next level of incubation where industry can fund for more research. So I think this should evolve over a period of time, but certainly we feel confident there is enough scope for setting up incubation centers on this. Now there are other funds which are available, but I think through EEF, if the research moves on to a level where there is a need to attract incubation center, EEF forum will talk to appropriate industry member to see whether funding can be done for incubation centers. What are test banks? Okay, I think the question on what are test banks, we are looking at creating a database, data set where like SHOM series, there would be a multiple choice questions available which would give the students immense conceptual clarity. Generally, industry experience is that students who qualify engineering and management degrees many times do not have the conceptual clarity. So the test bank facilitates the students to improve on their conceptual clarity. For example, as I know, I am a CSCP, Certified Supply Chain Professional from Operations, Association of Operations Management US. Now, if you really look at this, one of the key things for the certification is that to do a lot of practice through test banks. So they think that an expertise in a certification can be seen with the immense conceptual clarity to address an issue in a particular situation. The idea here is to create a test banks like that. So CII is not promising to buy it or do something. CII EEF forum wants this test bank to be created by the faculty. If you are the chairperson anchoring a faculty forum in a particular location for a particular discipline, you must be able to, for example, if you're a mechanical engineer, we believe there are about 4,000 to 6,000 questions. On conceptual questions, you must have clarity. That's what we want as a test bank. So encourage the students repeatedly take this random test so that they get this conceptual clarity. I have seen here a comment from VRS College to increase the number of activities per month at the college level. Certainly we take your input and try to see how best we can handle this. Yeah, as I told you on online competition, we certainly want to do the online competitions, but today it's very premature. For example, I have seen some very interesting competition, like when I'm looking at student level competition, a crossword on subjects involving students has been very interesting. Just publish it, make it open for 20 minutes, half an hour, evaluate. So like this, innovatively one can think of lots such competitions which challenges a student and make him learn more. That's the objective. Is currently in Well, ideally it's good. There have been cases where earlier in CIA, people had taken 3 months sabbatical and come and worked on industry projects. But it is again depends on the management, the education institutions management, to see whether they have that bandwidth to allow faculty to do this. Or else you have to see how we can handle this. Okay. ideally speaking, yes, there should be such bandwidth available for faculty to take it up and do. Is it on mute?
Any more questions, please? If you have any more questions, you can ask Dr. NC.
Thank you so much. I think the next steps for improvement towards improvement in students is that what we have seen the last year is that I think the faculty who participates in the EF will have to do locally more motivation with the students, and they have to seek with this, connect with the EF forum, wherein then REMA would be able to connect with the zone level to identify the right kind of speakers with whom the students would interact with. I think that's the key focus now we want to do in the current year. Because unless what happens, no, unless we don't know exactly what students look for, it's becoming push. Whomsoever available, whom we think we can, we just present it to the students. Instead, we would like the students to look at what they want. So the faculty could be the right kind of bridge. The participating institutions can be the right kind of bridge, and ensure that the right people are invited for the forum to address. I think that's what we are definitely looking at this currently. I guess this answers your question.
Are there any questions from our other state offices, zonal offices on EEF? If you have any questions related to the operations of EEF, or to have more details on the faculty, student and curriculum connect, kindly put in your questions so that Dr. Chandrasekhar will share his views on that.
Okay, I think on question on real-time projects, we can connect with the industry and see where the opportunities are there. Okay, certainly we'll be able to look at it. If the students have a demand, at least we can just share this with the industry on this the kind of request which we have. But at this point, it will definitely be difficult to commit on that we will do X number or Y number of real-time industry projects for the students. That's difficult. Okay, because for the sheer size of the population and our bandwidth which we can handle. As far as the future implementation of the program for the students, as I mentioned to you, we have, as you would have seen in the PPT, we have listed certain kind of activities. We have said that we would do some of the activities for the students, like personality development, quest bank, or whatever we have said. So what we want to do is that we want to intensify this. We want to intensify this and improve the effectiveness of our participation is what we are looking at. Okay. So, for example, streaming of guest lecture. Streaming of guest lecture will be able to do reasonable amount of demand. I understand currently the demand has not been pretty high, but once if the demand is high on certain topics, certainly we will be able to say I will be able to connect this and stream the guest lectures. So I think our industry speak for that matter, as I told you earlier. I think the ability to generate these requests from the students by the participating institutions is what matters. Only caution we would like to do is that please don't make it as an individual institution demand, but it has to be the cluster member demands. Because this forum is cluster of some physical colleges present in different places.
In fact, to support that inputs given by Dr. Chandrasekhar, I would like to share that we had organized 2 industrial visits. One industrial visit for the students we had arranged based on the request from the EEF forum members, member colleges. So one of the faculty facilitated saying that we want, say for example, just in time. That was the concept. They said they were very specific and focused about what is the concept that they wanted to observe in the industry. So as you all understand that the industry normally doesn't directly accommodate only students. It has to be facilitated through faculty. So we organized the EEF forum for the EEF forum members in Chennai. We organized industry visit which comprised of both faculty as well as students. So we had 1 or 2 faculty members from each institution, and we had 2 students accompanying them. And the visit was successful because it comprised of both of them. So similarly now I think the Trichy zone has come up with a request on welding technology. On they have given spelled out very clearly what they want. Instead of being, if the faculty members of the different disciplines can identify the exact detail of what they want their students to observe, then we can go to the relevant industry and we can ask them if they can support this activity. And I think the Welding Research Institute, BHL Trichy, is overwhelmed with that idea, and they said that we will do this for interested faculty group as well as the real interested student group. So which means they are ready to handle about 25 faculty and 25 students at one given point of time. And it will be a seminar come workshop and a half-a-day industry visit. So this is just to share just an experience to tell that if the faculty can come with, instead of giving generic topic, no, we want to visit X, Y, Z industry. So what is it, when we at CII Secretariat go to the industry, they will ask us like, what is it you want to, like for example, I can tell you, we have about 7 to 8 industries who have signed up with us saying that they are ready to support the EEF activities for the EEF Forum Institute members. I can share with you the Wheels India people came forward saying that they will support the mechanical stream. But till now we have not been able to give them, they are telling like you come with the topic for the faculty and student and we are ready to devise that program for you. So we are yet to receive a detailed focused topic. The industry would like to know what is it you want to gain from us, and what, like if you ask for, I can share like WAPCO when we visited, they were very clear, the faculty was very clear asking saying that we want real life case study to be presented. So we had, the industry had arranged for a live video, and they also had 2 case studies, live case studies of their success story, and which got an award for WAPCO. So those were presented live to both faculty and students, which was very inspiring. So if you can come up, if any of the faculties of the respective discipline, namely the champions of the respective discipline, can specifically come saying that this is what we want, and then it makes it easy for us to approach the industry and make sure your objectives are met. And the industry is also really happy to share their inputs, live case studies, and answer the questions for the faculty and students on that. I suppose that answers this question, I suppose. If you have any other questions, please note it, because in case you have no questions, then we can close the session.